Hey there, friends and foes. Welcome to a new show. I am one of your cosplay cafe baristas, and we are going to be serving up a steaming hot cup of cosplay. So I have one of my two co-hosts here. Crayle may be joining us at some point, but she has something going on right now. So I am going to introduce the lovely Andrea Starnes. Hi, Andrea. Are you there?
Hi guys.
There you are. How are
Yes,
you doing
I'm
tonight?
here. Hopefully it keeps kind of dropping in and out. Other than exhausted,
Yeah.
I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
A little worn out.
We could not have timed this premiere worse because you just moved.
I wasn't planning on moving right now, but hey, I'm after 17 months, I am in my home. So we'll take it.
Yay.
Even if I'm having a little weirdness with the Wi-Fi, we're good.
We'll make it work. We'll power through it.
Oh yeah. And it looks like
And
Crayle said just as you were hosting, bringing us in, she'll be here in a minute. She got him to stop screaming.
oh,
So
yay.
so she should be
Yay.
in with us in a few minutes.
Wonderful. Well, while we're waiting for Crayle, let's bring in, I'm going to show her a title card. So our guest for today is Andrea's cosplay twin, one of her cosplay twins, and also just an amazing cosplayer. I've been trying to get her on my last two cosplay panels for my virtual conventions, and she's been too busy for me. Yeah, and she can't give me a snarky remark yet, but she's amazing. I love her. We all love her. Robin Burks. She's also a really talented writer, and we're going to plug her books later, whether she likes it or not.
Of course. Read them all.
Hi, Robin.
I can get snarky now.
Yes, you can. Go for it. I welcome snarkiness.
Be as snarky as you want.
Oh, yes. Hey, Willow. Love you, Willow. All right. So first things first, let's do introductions. And I'm going to have Robin go first, if that's okay with you, Robin. I'm sorry, I'm putting you in the hot seat.
She's our lovely guest.
I thought that was my introduction. You pretty much summed it all up. I'm a cosplayer and a writer. My name is Robin Burks, and I am so happy to be here on your very first show. This is
You could have
awesome.
picked a better guest.
I agree. Where are you from, Robin?
Hate Time, Missouri.
Is that how it's pronounced? I've been pronouncing it Haiti.
Haiti. Of course you have.
I was calling it Haiti until she said it one day. I was like, oh, I was wrong.
Yep. Now you know.
Haiti.
And we've got
instead
a
of Missouri. Now people are like, Missouri.
I'm a Missouri.
Okay.
It sounds like misery when I say it almost. That's intentional.
Now, how accurate is that? Is it Missouri?
Yeah, sometimes.
The summers. So someone's asking, do you play in Manchester? I'm not sure who that's directed at. I don't. Sorry.
Like England?
Sorry, Lance. Hi, Lance. Thank you for watching. And then, hi, Kitty. Thanks for joining in.
That's Sierra. That's one of my other cosplay
Oh, what a sweetie.
She's a good friend of mine and Robin's, who will be judging a cosplay contest with in November, if it still happens.
Hopefully doing a cosplay group. Hopefully.
All right.
Yes.
So what about you, Andrea? Do you want to introduce yourself?
I've been cosplaying for 19, almost 20 years. It started with a addiction because of my parents. Halloween was a big thing for us. Mom made costumes. And everybody was like, oh, it's a thing. She'll grow out of it. And Mom looked at him 20 years ago and said, no, she won't. So here we are 19 years later, and I'm still addicted. Half my life I've cosplayed now. So.
Wow.
Yep.
Love that. And
this
is my friend Leanne. Hi, Leanne. We're going to be telling her story later in the episode. Spoilers.
Ooh.
All right. And
a few stories to share.
And Andrea, what state are you from? Same as Robin? Or no, you're not. You just cut out.
Oh,
She's
across the
going
river.
crazy. But no, I'm from Tennessee. Everything good?
Right. I knew that.
Yeah, no,
I knew that
I'm
our audience didn't.
I practically live in Tennessee. I'm like 5 minutes from the border to Tennessee. So
That's how that works out. Yeah. Kelly doesn't know geography, folks. When I was in 4th grade, we had
I'm not very
or 5th grade, we had to do the states test where we had to fill in a blank map of the United States. That was one of the only tests that I failed repeatedly, over and over and over again. Never passed that test.
Yeah.
Little embarrassing, so I'm sharing it with all of my closest
forte.
friends. Mine either. And then, hey, Bailey.
And a few strangers.
And a few strangers, hopefully, who will become friends. So I'm Kelly. You may know me from the Back Issue Breakfast Club. I do reviews on this channel also. And apparently Johnny hasn't learned his lesson. Now he's letting me host a live show. I'm from Wisconsin, don't you know? The land of cheese. And we actually have my selling point to out-of-towners, we have a castle filled with wine and cheese, and it's basically heaven. And I've been cosplaying for 12 years, I think. No, 13 now. And I got my start at the Metropolis Superman celebration and just have been hooked ever since. Basically, I went there, and the abridged version of that story is I went there, looked around, and went, okay, these are my people. This is my thing, and this is what I'm going to do now. And never looked back. It's been wonderful.
It'll draw you in like that.
And that's how I know Kelly from the Superman celebration.
Exactly. And it is fabulous. Like, you make the best friends that way, I think.
I agree.
Oh, yeah. Robin and I met through volunteering in cosplay. So, through Cosplay Memphis. So, see, Robin's an honorary Tennessean. We claim her down here in Memphis.
It's actually all connected because I met Kelly at the Supernatural shoot where I also met Tanelia. Tanelia introduced me to Cosplay Memphis.
I love it. And I basically found Andrea by stalking her on your Facebook page and going, oh my gosh, she's so talented. She would never want to be friends with me. And I just shot my shot. I was like, hey, you want to be friends?
You're going to make me feel, you're going to have a really good day. Thank you.
I see my Phoenix sister. Hey, Crayle, you look beautiful.
There she is.
Rocking your new lace front wig. We were discussing how we're both wearing new wigs. Oh, you're, honey, you're muted.
I had many difficulties despite starting to get ready in what should have been plenty of time. Oh,
you know,
Story
first
of our
episode
lives.
Problems. It's okay.
I was Velcroing things together like 5 minutes before. So it's okay.
Everyone was like, we're going to try some items of clothing on right before and hope they still fit. Not to call anyone specific out. I'm not naming names. This might have been an interesting show.
It might have been pantless.
Yes, we
I'm very close to that.
If you all want us to take that to OnlyFans, let us know in the comments. No, that's not happening.
No.
So, Crayle, we were just doing introductions.
I'm not that hard up for money yet.
Crayle, we were just doing introductions. Do you want to introduce yourself?
I mean, they've already been introduced to you. It's kind of that's kind of redundant at this point, isn't it? We're the same person.
Basically, we are psychic twins.
Right. Well, my name is Crayle, and so if you see it spelled down there and pronounce it the way it looks like it should be pronounced based on how it's spelled, my feelings are not hurt, like ever. I live in Indiana and have this really bad problem where I forget every interesting thing about myself as soon as I need to introduce myself.
think we
It's
all have
okay.
that.
I know that feeling.
I'm sorry I put you on the spot as soon as you got on. It
No,
happens.
that's okay.
And Derek is saying, howdy, Nerd Arenas. Hi, Derek. We love you. Derek
Hi,
is
Derek.
one of our
You're-
patrons on Patreon, and he was our first
Nice.
one ever on our Phoenix
Over.
Sister. Even before I joined. Even before I joined in on yours. And hi, Garrett.
Garrett!
Yay!
So,
One of the many people Robin and I know.
oh, I love it. So this brings us to tonight's theme, which is very fitting now that we're all here. It's cosplay twinning, and I'm going to tell a little story that 2 of the 3 of you know already. So cosplay twinning, first of all, is about people who bond over dressing like the same character. And so my story is about someone who decided to go the opposite direction, because this happens a lot where cosplayers just kind of like feel like they need to compete with each other when they're dressed as the same character, which is so silly. So this cosplayer and I'm not even gonna name the character. So I'm not gonna name the cosplayer, not gonna name the character. So this cosplayer came up to me when I was dressed in a specific version of a character, and she didn't recognize the version and thought it was this different version that she had at home. And so she comes up to me and she's like, "Oh, I have that costume at home, but it was made by this cosplay maker and it's dead on." And I'm like, first of all, you got my version wrong. My version was pretty accurate to the comic, to the source material. But second of all, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, you, instead of being snotty to me, you could have made a friend. Could have, coulda, woulda,
Yeah.
shoulda. But you
I've
had to
a
like
few of those over the
try
years.
to tear me down, but it didn't work because you were wrong. But it happens a lot where cosplayers are just like, well, that person's dressed up as this
Yeah.
character that I do regularly, so let me tear them apart. It's silly. Whereas
It's a lot of gatekeeping.
Whereas we have found people and been like, hey, you do the same character as me. Let's be friends. So, like, Andrea and Robin, do you guys want to talk about how you kind of bonded over cosplaying as the same characters?
I remember our first cosplay event, because that's where I met Andrea, and it was like one of the baseball games. And I was dressed as Once Upon a Time Merida, and you were Aurora. And she said, "Oh, I do Once Upon a Time Merida too." And I was like,
Yes.
"We have to be friends now."
I love it. And
The
now
fact
It was automatic. I bonded over
the
being
exact
Scottish
version of
princess,
Merida was
and
so
then
cool.
every time.
And now don't you like
Yeah.
share tips?
And then it ends up we keep going, I want to do this character, and then she's like, yeah. It's funny because it'll just go from, I want to do this version of this character, and they're like, well, I was thinking of doing that one. So now we can share with each other on how to do it. So yeah, we've passed a lot of tips back and forth.
That's perfect.
We've done Jen, Kira, Merida, and then the grungy Carol Ann version.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've done. So yeah, we've had fun doing those, and it's way more fun to be able to share that with people instead of being like, no, this is my version, you can't do it.
It's like we both love this character.
I don't like the gatekeeping with others. It's just all enjoying it.
Me too.
So yeah, no, we just share sewing tips and making things, and we actually both even have the same blaster for Jen or so because my friend
We just bought
the exact same.
Because I had no idea how I was going to get the blaster, and she's like, "Oh, I can get it made for you." I'm like, "Okay."
And
Yeah,
so
we
he
just
made it
bought
for
the same blasters for Leia and Mara
Mara.
Jade. Yeah. So we also have the exact same one.
I think ours even came in a 2-pack. We got just like the cheap kids ones and then just spray painted them, and it turned out pretty good.
We spray painted them in the same box. Like Kelly brought mine down way in advance, and then I didn't have time to spray paint it. So I ended up spray painting mine like over a little outline on the same cardboard that she had spray painted hers on like weeks before.
That works.
So Crayle and I bonded over our love of Phoenix. Let me get the picture up here. Basically, we had met through mutual friends a few years back, and started talking, but not really. And then I just was like, hey, Crayle has a Dark Phoenix suit. We should do a photo shoot. So I messaged her. I was like, hey, let's plan this photo shoot. And she was all in. And so we planned this photo shoot, and we're planning it like 6 months in advance. And as we're talking, we start realizing we have other things in common, and we're like, hey, we think a lot alike. And then we start realizing that we start mentioning when we have migraines, and we start realizing that we have migraines on the same days. And this is when Crayle was living in Colorado and I was in Wisconsin. So we were at like different altitudes.
Yeah.
And we're like, all of a sudden, one of us is like, wait a minute. So we both cosplay Phoenix and we think a lot alike. And we're having migraines on the same day. No. Phoenix Force weirdness. But so this is one of the pictures from our photo shoot. This isn't actually Phoenix and Dark Phoenix. This is Emma Frost being Dark Phoenix. But this was the money shot that I was like,
that is awesome.
I was like, hey, so your boyfriend, he's now her husband, so he put up with their shenanigans. I was like, hey, would your boyfriend feel up to being Scott Summers for this kind of risque photo the first time he meets me? I like to make things awkward.
He had never done
awkward and then everything's fine.
Any cosplay before either. And so I was like, hey, so you know how you said maybe you would cosplay with me? Well, we need you to wear red tinted sunglasses and take your shirt off while we fight over you. And he was like, just don't tag me.
And to be fair, that is not because he was ashamed of the content. It's because he likes to keep a low profile on social media.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't like to be tagged in like photos of he doesn't always have a photo of himself as his profile photo on social media. Like,
yeah, he's just a private person.
Yeah,
exactly. So, I think now is a good time to tell some of our viewers' stories. We got a couple fun submissions. How do you all feel about that?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let me just get to my uploads of these. Andrea, do you want to tell the first story? Because it's really, really cute. The one that was submitted to you by your friend Carrie. If Andrea can unfreeze.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm back. Okay. Am I good, guys?
You're good. You're good.
I hope I'm here. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I'm kind of having to use this mobile hotspot on my phone, so it's making it a little crazy. But yeah, Robin knows Carrie also. But this is her and her boyfriend. They actually met doing these costumes together.
Aww.
And this is her story. I'm just going to read it straight from my phone because I think that's the best way to do it.
Yes.
She said, the pictures I'm sending are of me and my now boyfriend, Kinsey. Am I going through, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. I'm hearing a little bit of echo in my earbuds, so I didn't know if I was going through.
No, you sound good to me.
Okay. So it says the pictures I'm sending are of me and my now boyfriend Kinsey cosplaying as Robin from Fire Emblem Awakening. This was about the third convention I had ran into him at, and we had formed a pretty good friendship by this point. We took some photos out in the botanical gardens during Anime BluesCon Winterfest Remix and just had a ton of fun together. After the con, I just kept looking at how nice the photos were and how much I enjoyed the photo shoot. It was at this point the photographer, who just happened to be my roommate and best friend, told me I probably had a crush on him. Turns out she was right. We've been dating just over a year now. And I thought that was just the sweetest story.
So cute.
I'm like, that's cosplay bringing people together.
I love that so much. So
I love it. And Carrie's such a sweetheart too.
Aw, I love that. So my story is from my friend Leanne, who said hi to us earlier. And this is Leanne with her best friend Bailey, who is like a sister to her now. And so she and Bailey, they were working together at TJ Maxx, and Bailey was into cosplaying, and Leanne had always talked to Bailey about getting into cosplaying. So when she left TJ Maxx, she started getting into cosplaying with Bailey, and now she's been cosplaying for like 8 years, and they just love cosplaying the same characters. And yeah, I just love that.
That's really awesome.
I know.
I love
And then
working people into being cosplayers.
Yes, that's one of my favorite things to do too. So you and I,
Yeah. We'll make you love it. Don't worry. It's going to happen.
whether you like it or not at the time.
It's against your will. You're about to be a cosplayer. Sorry.
You'll thank us later.
Yeah.
All right. And then you sent a few pictures of some of your friends with you. So I love this
Sierra.
one.
This is Sierra, the quartz kitty that was here earlier.
She's gorgeous.
Yes, she
You
is
both
an
are.
awesome person. And that was actually us promoting the show at Covington Comic Con. So that's Holly and me. I was actually at the booth. I'm like, of course, Frank Chin caught me with my mouth open every time.
Andrea, actually,
Everybody
before
always catches me running my mouth.
I almost added you several times just because your profile photo was in the Dark Phoenix suit for a while. And so many times I almost clicked add and messaged you to be like, hey, I really love your Dark Phoenix. So
I'm saying Crayle and I were both intimidated by you, Andrea.
I'm getting alien interference. Hold on. I'm getting. I might have to move through into my phone because this is giving me all sorts of weird sounds. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me see.
Well,
Sorry, guys.
No, it's okay. You can
My thing
actually
is going
access the
crazy.
link on your phone, you know.
Yeah, let me see if this is going to work. Because my iPad is going nuts.
Hey,
I
Johnny.
apologize.
Ooh, 2021 Summer Movie Tournament. I'm not quite sure what that is, but it sounds fun.
Sounds intense.
Yes. All right. Well, while we're waiting for Andrea, Robin, what are you working on currently?
Like 3 different projects. Well, actually, I'm working on Harrison Dula from Star Wars Rebels. But that's like going to be the ongoing. It's going to take me forever to finish this costume. So in the meantime, I'm sewing a dress for a friend's wedding, but it's a Halloween wedding, so I made a Halloween dress. And I'm working on a cosplay with Andrea. We're doing Marvel bombshells. Like instead of DC bombshells, we're doing Marvel characters as bombshells. And I mean, she told me about it. I'm like, I have to be Loki. So she designed this gorgeous like costume for me. And she's going to do a corset and I'm going to make a skirt and get the horns and everything. It's going to be awesome.
I've got all my pieces for Bombshell Black Widow. I have no idea when I'm going to see you like suit up as it, but
well, we have that convention coming up at the end of November where we're judging, and we actually I think Sierra's doing Captain America, so we're trying to get all the judges for the costume contest all be dressed in that. So hopefully we can pull that off.
Well, and then Bombshell Black Widow for whenever.
For whenever.
We may need to just plan a convention that the 3 of us are specifically going to be at soon anyway, because Kelly and I are working on Sailor Venus and Sailor Mars. And I love your so much. So
oh, that's awesome.
Thanks, Johnny. We've been doing photo shoots in front of this too. So
it's very
starting to release those pictures on Instagram as our wonderful photo editor Kayla is getting to them. And then Marvel bombshells. Johnny is committed to doing Scarlet Witch. Yes, do it. And then Brad Starnes, who I'm guessing is related to Andrea, is glad he caught this. Hi, Brad. Andrea will be back as soon as she gets over her technical difficulties, which sounds a little sinister. You didn't do anything to Andrea, I promise.
So she has to make me a corset. I need her.
Oh,
I do not.
If we hit 3,000 subscribers, Johnny will do Bombshells Scarlet
Ooh.
Witch. All right, let's hit 3,000 subscribers. Welcome back, Andrea. We missed
There
you.
you are.
Okay, we're gonna try this again. Yeah, sorry.
No,
It's
we
that's
get
the
it.
fun of trying to get all this going without my internet connection. So, but I'm back.
I was talking about our Marvel bombshells that we're working on.
Oh yes, I'm kind of excited to make those. If I can find a good high-waisted shorts pattern, because what I want to do for Captain Marvel, I need that, and I can't find one yet.
Good luck.
But hopefully it'll happen.
Would the DC bombshells Wonder Woman?
Yeah,
have-
the Wonder Woman has like high waisted shorts. The DC bombshells pattern for that.
Yeah,
That might work because I think it's similar to what you want to do.
yeah. I was looking for those. Kind of in a way, yeah. I'm gonna have to look into it and see if they still, because I know they still have some of the patterns. Because I actually have the black canary one because I really want to do that one.
Oh, you
I love that outfit.
should. Yes.
Yeah, I'm a more of a Marvel person than a DC, but I love that black canary bombshell.
I've done a few incarnations of it.
Okay. My
All right.
connection is really trying to kill us for this first episode, isn't it?
It's okay. It's okay. Get it out of the way.
All right.
For the first. Okay, so Derek is saying he
Cooperate.
can't tell what pictures Crayle has behind her, and it's driving him nuts because they look dope, which they are. I've seen them in person.
Okay, so we've got. Okay, it's all backwards here. One of my favorite Teen Titans covers. A cover of Ravager in the Terror Titans run. I'm going backwards again, aren't I? My favorite version of Wonder Girl, it's the Cassie version. And then here, I'm just going to lift this up this way. And then we've got Starfire in like an outfit I liked where she was wearing more clothes than usual. And then a pin-up Starfire along with two others where she's wearing less clothes than usual. And then this really amazing three-dimensional cover that a vendor at the Superman celebration, who's there at least every year that I've been there and paying attention, does. Because, again, it had my favorite version of Wonder Girl up there. So, I mean, I have a lot more superhero art on my walls than that, but I'm afraid my arms just would not tolerate me holding my laptop long enough to show you every superhero print I've ever bought.
That's a lot. And Derek says he's rewatching Teen Titans at the moment, and Titans and Young Justice. Derek, you have good taste.
Well, he's friends with me, so.
I mean, he has really good taste. And Leanne says she would love to do a Marvel bombshell. Leanne, I'm going to be messaging you, and we're going to coordinate this. Leanne and I are planning. So she's local to me. We're planning some photo shoots together. She's going to be Gomez to my Morticia, and Harley to my Ivy.
Nice.
And then Johnny says Andrea has seen Johnny Quinn in person, which I'm really jealous of you, Andrea. Really jealous. It's going to happen eventually next year. And then Bailey says she did the high-waisted short pattern is actually the bombshell pattern. So, and Derek says Starfire is heart. I need to do a Starfire costume to go with your Tara.
Starfire has been on our like bucket list for like 4 years now, and we just keep not finding exactly what we want, or we'll tinker with something for a little bit and then be like, but we have this big group shoot that we're going to be in soon, and this is just the two of us, and I don't know.
Stop mentioning the bucket list. It's going to make me sad.
Yeah, we've all got one of those. I have such
It just
a long
keeps
list.
getting longer. How? Andrea, what are you working on aside from Marvel bombshells? Anything else?
Okay, I cannot hear anything. This is not going good.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey.
Sorry, I'm trying to be able to hear you guys because my earbuds don't want to connect to my phone, and my iPad doesn't want to stay connected.
Andrea, I can chat her the questions. Since we don't seem to be having any problems hearing her.
Yeah, she's just disconnected. But if I was gonna say chatting might be good.
That'll work.
Well, while we wait for her to come back, Crayle, do you want to talk about what you're working on? Lagatha.
Yes. Okay. So we are
Frickin' Lagatha!
huge Lagatha from Vikings build. And unfortunately, I picked one of the versions where she's wearing armor because I'm crazy. And so Kelly turned a blue athletic, like moisture wicking material top into a perfectly screen accurate, like blue tunic top with like the exact right latch holding the collar together. And like, it's amazing. And I actually just finished putting the final touches on scrub pants that I had bought 4 years ago to turn into a more like older looking plain cotton straight leg pants, and then tried them on because that's one of the problems with building a costume for 4 straight years is your body changes shape while you're building it. And they did not fit after I had just finished like the second to last sewing detail I needed to put on it.
Is the theme of this episode pants not fitting?
There's a theme here.
It's the theme.
I mean, even my sash, I had the same knot in this sash.
Art, that's a friend of mine.
Yeah, I had the same knot in this sash for many years. And then this show, I put it on and it like was riding up to below my rib cage. And I was like, I have to loosen my sash.
Crazy Crayle. You know what? It's that COVID. That COVID-19. Ha ha. Yes. All right. And Derek saying that's what happened to him in Deadpool. Tight leather is not stretchy. No, it's not. This is why I like spandex.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Stretchy materials are awesome.
Derek, send us your Green Arrow cosplay that you sent me earlier today. The cosplay.
Okay.
She's back.
Hey, Andrea, can you hear us now?
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I keep getting
No.
what sounds like alien interference. It's kind of wild.
It's definitely aliens.
Okay, I'm back.
It's
Hopefully this is
aliens.
good now.
It's fine. Andrea, so what are you working on?
Maybe
Right
not. Y'all keep freezing.
Oh.
Okay, hopefully I can go through this without it going out on me. Yeah, y'all keep sounding a little bit like you're aliens coming through, but next time it'll be fine because I'll actually have my Wi-Fi set up now. No, right now, other than moving, I'm working on the planned Marvel bombshells with Robin. And actually an original character from a comic book my brothers are creating that I made for the comics. I get to be a blue-skinned, pink-haired alien in a silver stretchy jumpsuit. So that's gonna be really fun. That's my plan because I've wanted to make her since I designed her for the comic. So hopefully that'll be one of my first ones. And possibly a new Monster High costume for a Halloween event we're doing with Cosplay at the end of October. Because I love Monster High. They're really, I don't know, they're just so cute and adorable, and they'll be perfect for a trick. So those are my plans, at least.
Nice.
And I'm making some superhero suits for some comic book creators in Memphis. So making a couple other superhero suits for other people.
So you're busy.
For the Heal the Hood Foundation and making their character Wake. And then then making a breast cancer superhero for a lady that survived breast cancer. Her book is Pink Hope, and it was written because she was a mom that had breast cancer and she wanted to be able to explain it to kids. So she made a superhero for it. So I'm making those also. So a little busy. There goes my earbud.
And she's making me a corset. Now I feel really bad.
Oh, no. Corsets take me like a couple of hours, start to finish. You'll be fine.
I am in awe of that.
Yeah.
Teach me.
I've made corsets for about 10 years now. So
I tried making one once.
Making them pretty quick.
That was it.
And mine are steel boned, hand hammered grommets, the whole nine
They
yards.
look good.
I love making them. I love
Wow.
making them. So if you ever need a corset, lady, or anyone, guys, we're not going to judge. If you want a corset, I will gladly make people corsets.
All right. So, yes, Robin and Andrea are both doing Jin Urso.
You can't see it because of all of my hair. There we go. It's the only costume I use my real hair on, and I just haven't had a haircut in a while. So 3 years since I've had a haircut, and at the time my bangs were to here. So that's what 3 years looks like.
All right. This is a good question. So, are there any rules to being a cosplayer? All right.
Have fun is the only rule. That's all it's about.
Yeah.
Don't be a jerk.
Yeah,
I guess
nerds.
Don't be a jerk.
That too. We're just a bunch of nerds playing dress up. It's
cosplay.
Gatekeeping.
Exactly. What do you think, Crayle?
Be friends.
I almost said have fun, like, and then Robin said it. The biggest one. I guess less of a rule and more of a piece of advice is that when other people break the rules and are jerks or like trying to keep you from having fun or gatekeep or whatever, is go find someone who is following the rules and they will back you up. Like, hang out with people who help you have fun and who are not jerks. There's lots of us. So
I like that.
There's more of us than the bad.
That's true.
By far.
The bad are always louder than the good. So, it's just like when anybody is rude that in a crowd, that just, they always stand out more than the people being kind to everybody else.
I agree.
That's true.
And if you feel like brave enough, and if you are in a position of power, call out the bad behavior. I've
definitely
been lucky enough to get to a point where I have some influence in some spheres of the cosplay world. That sounds like I'm bragging. I'm not trying to, but I'm in a position where I have some influence in some areas, and so I can call out the bad behavior now, and I try to. So, like, if you can, call out that bad behavior. Don't be quiet. Like, if it's safe for you to do.
Support the new people.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's intimidating because a lot of people, they see, the big name cosplayers who have been doing it for 10, 15, 20 years, and they're intimidated and they feel like they're not good enough because they're new. And they have to remind them, those people were new at one time too. You want to encourage them to continue.
Yes, you're absolutely right, Garrett. Great minds think alike. All right. So this is a good question. Any characters that are too intimidating to cosplay, meaning too much work?
Harrison Dula, the one I'm working on right now. You know what? I always get like halfway through the costume. I'm like, what was I thinking?
I feel that.
And that's why it's taking me so long, because there are so many moving parts to that costume. And I'm trying to get Rebel Legion approval. So I've got to get all the details right. And there's just so much to it. And it's an animated character, which means sometimes parts of it don't make sense.
Those gravity defying parts.
They don't think about seams and where.
Oh no!
Yeah, where things connect. They don't.
Like the shoulder pads that she has, they just hang there. They connect to nothing. I'm like, Velcro. There's Velcro in the Star Wars universe. I'm sorry.
I think that's all they have. For me, an intimidating one, but I actually finished it thanks to friends and family, was my Jane Foster Thor, because I'm not an armor.
And it looks awesome.
I will sew all day. It's gonna have to be redone. It was also damaged in the fire. So sad. My friend Wayne that made my armor, that also made mine and Robin's Jen Urso blasters, he was like, I was gonna make you new armor anyway. I'm like, okay. So at some point I want a new Jane Foster Thor. That was an intimidating one to tackle when I wanted it, but friends came through for me.
Velcro is definitely first order. I love it.
I expected that comment from him. He's always giving me a hard time for being a rebel.
Basically anything with armor for me, or wings. I want winged characters so bad, but
I can make wings.
I would walk through a door and they would just fall off. I don't trust myself to wear something like that.
That too. What about you, Crayle?
There's a version of Raven that I entertained doing for half a second. where it was from one of the New 52 novels where her hood comes up over her head and then has like these feathers on it and like a beat, and like it's like it turns her into a raven from the waist up. And I was like,
Ooh.
how would I pull that off? I'm not going to. Actually, I'm just not gonna. I'm gonna stop myself right there.
So Leanne is working on an odd mashup, Dragon Ball Z mashed with Disney. Ooh.
I love it.
Disney has been
I
mashed
already
with
love it.
everything.
Back of the cereal box says, or so Johnny.
Vampirella.
Well, yeah.
I do Vampirella, but yes. And then Derek's
I don't
asked
know
me
if I
about.
have the confidence.
So, out of cosplay, I do not. Put me in cosplay. I'll wear as little as I can get away with based on the surroundings. Like if it's if it's a kid friendly show, no. But otherwise, I'll walk around with my stuff hanging out.
I do not have the confidence.
No. Glad somebody.
Like when I made Sailor
not
Pluto, I was like, oh my gosh, this skirt is short.
Those skirts are so short.
I mean, I wear booty shorts underneath, so just in case.
So, best wig recommendations for guys. So this is a tough question because
it is like I have regular success with $15 wigs off of Amazon. The guy cosplayers I know are like, that's just not an option. Too much of when there's no length to it, especially too much of your head shows through or something. I don't know why it's so much harder for guys to find good wigs.
Does
Yeah.
Arda wigs have anything good?
Some of it's literally the way it fits.
Yeah.
Arda's and Epic Cosplay have a bigger wig cap
Okay.
that fit better.
That's good to
I
know.
use a lot of Epic and Arda.
Because
Because when I have to get all of this under there, getting all of my hair under a wig, I need one with a bigger wig cap. So, yeah, I definitely, Arda and Epic are really good for that.
So there we go. Arda or Epic.
Yeah, I know people that order from other
Popeye the
places, but I don't
Sailor
know.
Moon. Bald guys lose once again.
Somebody's
Well,
probably
I
done
mean-
it.
Well, Derek,
Wig
you look
tape,
really
if you're
good
bald,
bald,
wig
so-
I mean, I would say like if you do one of the Arda or Epic wigs and then we were talking off
Oh yeah.
screen about you can get these velvety headbands instead of wig caps. The velvety headbands are better for like if you're bald.
Yeah.
But also, if you're bald and you want something to grab onto, wig tape.
Garrett also has a problem with your head being so. Yeah, definitely try Arda or Epic Cosplay.
Yeah.
Like I know they're going to be a little more expensive than like what you can find on Amazon and eBay, but it sounds like they're bigger. So
My head has
And
been
they're
too
good
big for
wigs.
Amazon wigs. I'm trying to get all of my hair under some of the Amazon wigs.
I have a tiny
Giving
head.
me
I
quite
have
a
the
headache.
exact opposite
They can get a little
problem.
Yeah, I also have a small head, so I've had some wigs where I put it on and then I pull the little straps in the back and stick them together, and then it just like falls forward to my eyebrows. Remember the Pomona Flowers wig that I had, Kelly?
yes,
Oh, that wig made me cry because then once I finally thought I had it adjusted small enough, it was defective. I'm not going to get into it right now. I could talk
That
for an
was
hour about
terrible.
what was wrong with this wig.
so Garrett's also recommending Arda, so that's another point for Arda.
Yeah.
Thank you, Garrett.
They're really not badly priced, honestly, for what they
Yeah,
are.
not
Artist
really.
wigs are pretty decent.
They're very
Yeah,
very
they're
good.
pretty decent priced.
So before we take any more questions, how do you all feel about doing the cosplay catwalk and showing off these costumes that we
Try.
we're wearing
I walk through the
pants.
wall behind me, but
Well, you don't actually have to walk; just stand up and turn if possible.
Robin and I put on pants for this.
I know it's like I put on pants. I'm gonna do the catwalk, and the pants don't fit. Yay.
All
Well,
right.
Explain how I bled for this costume, so it really doesn't work if I don't at least show you the lower half of it.
Yes, it's not cosplay unless you bleed for it,
Yeah.
Okay, so Robin, as our guest, do you want to go first?
Okay, I will try.
We keep putting you in the hot seat.
Too sexy for my shirt. I'm too sexy for my shirt. So sexy,
Okay.
it
This
hurts.
is
I
a
don't know what-
revolution of Bridget or so.
I'm a model. You
wait, the
know
boots.
what I mean.
I haven't put the
do
boots
my
on,
little
so.
dance on the catwalk. Yeah, on the catwalk. On the catwalk. I'm sorry, I can't sing.
That was awesome.
Hopefully this video doesn't
After the
get
guy who recorded that song can sing either, Kelly. It's just a catchy song.
Right.
It is a catchy song. And if I play the actual song, the video would get taken down. But I think my terrible rendition means our video is safe.
We'll be fine.
I'm singing it for each of you too.
Yeah, she has to do it for everybody now.
Uh-huh. The holster. Oh, Bart says the holster is great work. It really is. That's a beautiful holster.
I didn't make. That's the one thing I didn't make because I got to the end of the costume and all that was left was the holster. I went, I'm going to commission that.
All right, Crayle, while we're waiting for Andrea to return, your turn.
Okay, so here we go.
Too
The sash.
sexy for
I
my
have to
sash.
I'm too sexy for my sash. So sexy it hurts.
Do the turn. Do the turn.
I bled for these boots. I bled for these boots. So I'm a model. You know what I mean.
Oh, thank you for not making me do like an 8-count turn or something. I can a hot second, but it hurts my ankles now. Everything hurts my ankles now.
There is a first time for everything, Garrett. Also, I'm sorry. Last, hopefully. Sassy Crayle. Actually, no, it's not even going to be the last time because there's one more time for acapella right said Fred because Andrea's got to do her walk.
Oh, let's see if I can do this in the still packed up house of mine. So let's see if we can get the camera back. So here we go. I'm trying to find my camera angles. Hold on, guys. You get all my hair. How's that? Is that
Beautiful hair. Beautiful hair.
Yeah, it's
I'm
a lot.
a
But
model.
look, Robin's
you know
costume
what
is
I
Rebel
mean.
Legion approved.
I
here you gotta
do
get
my
the-
little dance
all the details
on
on
the
the pants.
catwalk. Yeah, on the catwalk.
Yeah, I'm trying to get.
On the catwalk.
Look, we're lucky the pants fit today because it's been like 2 years since I had them on.
All right, I need to take my
Yeah, you can
headphones
mostly my
off.
hair, that guy.
It's beautiful. I need to take my headphones off, so someone else is going to have to sing for me.
Or you can sing for yourself.
Too sexy for my suit. Yeah. Too sexy for my suit. So sexy, all cute. I'm a model, you know what I do my little turn on the catwalk. On the catwalk.
Oh, are you watching? Oh, that's right. You're listening. Of course, my husband walked in as I'm doing my little weird. I'm like, wow, you walked in.
And he walked right back out.
Bye, Johnny. Enjoy, Kazar. Thank you for singing, Bart. Oh no, did I just make acapella right said Fred a staple of our episodes? I think I did.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna have to come up with
do it every single episode now.
I feel like I need to come up with other catwalk songs because
there's Vogue.
Vogue is a good
yes.
Vogue.
Okay. Thank you, Bart. I like you, Bart. You're awesome. All right, so we burned a lot of time, and Robin, we haven't really interviewed you.
We're just hanging out.
We're just kind of hanging out. It's a cafe.
That's basically what I told you.
A cosplay cafe.
That's what I sold the episode as. So Robin, how did you get into cosplay? You kind of
A friend of mine, I went through like a really rough time. I had a divorce and it was like a nasty divorce. And a friend of mine got with some other friends, raised money to send me to the Gallifrey one Doctor Who convention in Los Angeles.
Aw.
And they paid for everything, like my food, everything. And then the next year, she's like, "You want to go again?" I'm like, "Yeah." That was my first convention. And she's like, "Well, we're going to cosplay this time." And I put together a costume from my closet, a character that was in one single episode of Doctor Who. Black t-shirt, black pants, black backpack. I bought a wig. That's the only thing I didn't have. And I wore it to the Doctor Who convention. It was Lady Christina D'Souza. And everybody knew who I was. And that was it. I was hooked. I was already planning getting all the items to do Rose Tyler next for the following year. So I got sucked into Doctor Who. And since we're talking about cosplay twinning, the great thing about going to a convention that's that specific is that you can expect to see a lot of people in the same costume. So it's a, you know, I right off the bat, everybody was like, "Oh, you're wearing that costume." You know, like if I show up in something and it's the same as somebody else, we're going to take a picture together.
Yes.
It's
So
like
instant friends.
Yeah, instant friends. And you know, like at Star Wars Celebration too, it's like I took pictures with other Jens
Yeah.
and other Kiras, and that was amazing.
I love
And
that.
they get excited. They get so excited to see somebody else in the costume.
Right.
So Derek says you can never go wrong with redheads. I agree.
Underneath the wig, I'm a redhead.
Actually, a lot of my natural red has been showing this year. Aw, I agree, Bart. Unconditional love and acceptance of cosplay. Mine too. So, Robin, what's your process like with a costume? Like, start to finish, walk us through it.
It's different. It is so different for each costume. I mean, I will be watching TV or something, or you know, like I just watched Star Wars Rebels this year, and that's when I was like, I have to do this costume. I love this character, and I have to do this costume. And then eventually, I go and I buy the materials, and then I'm like, I have to do it because I've already spent all this money. And
That's
I'm like,
how
okay,
I get myself too.
it's like, okay, I'm committed now. Now I've got to freaking do it. And then there's, you know, sewing and tears, lots of tears and blood and sweat. And I don't even know if I have a process. It's just, you know, it's different for each costume. But there's a lot of crying and swearing at the sewing machine. And yeah, you guys know.
Oh, I know. I'm going to show off some of
Definitely.
the pictures you sent me. And if you want to just say a little bit about each costume, if that's okay.
I could do that.
All right. This one's
That is one of my pride and
that
joys.
one.
That is Senua from the video game Hellblade.
It
Senua's
should be.
Sacrifice. And that was like the most involved build I have ever done because there are so many accessories and details that I made by hand. I bought everything. I mean, I made everything. And that costume won me Best Masters, my first big award at Memphis Comic and Fantasy Con, where we're actually judging this year. So I love that costume so much.
You won it too many times.
Whoops. Yeah, I've won a few there.
Bart has requested your Merida.
I'm
Which,
so glad. Yeah, he loves Merida.
Oh, it's so
Merida is
good.
amazing.
That's my epilogue Merida from the end of the movie. And I have my little bow in there too. I don't have it much, but I made the bow out of PVC pipe. I love this dress, like all the little Celtic details and the gold details.
That one's gorgeous.
And the thing I love the most about this dress is when I made it, I actually finally knew how to sew for my body. So it fits better than pretty much anything I own.
Oh,
I love that costume.
It's beautiful.
And I love Merida, so
Me
she's my
too.
favorite princess.
Right,
And
Jen.
that's Jen.
So
I
beautiful.
actually didn't see Rogue One until I didn't see it until it was like on streaming, and then I watched it, and I'm like, I have to be her. That was pretty much it. But that costume was actually a collaboration because the Star Wars costuming community, the Jen Urso group on Facebook, helped me immensely with all the details and everything. I would not have known how to do any of that There's Bart. He says it every time. I would not have known how to do any of that if I hadn't had other cosplayers who'd done the costume supporting me.
All right, and
That group
last
is
one.
amazing.
That's the one I've only been able to wear a couple of times. That's my Grey Warden from Dragon Age Origins, and that was my first real armor build. I played a little bit of craft foam up to that point, but this was like EVA foam, and I mean dremeling, and it's insane. I want to wear it more, so I'm hoping to wear it more. But it's a lot, and it's really hot.
It's a winter costume.
It is definitely a winter costume. Thanks, Bart.
Aw, Derek says Dragon Age.
I also have a cosplay of Sarah from Dragon Age Inquisition.
And Derek also says Senua is on Xbox Game Pass.
It is an incredible game.
And Kitty said that's how she
Yeah, that's how we met.
Aw. So we are running really low on time. Like I said, we just hung out. This time just flew. This was great. So Robin, I want to plug your books. So I stole some pictures. So you want to sum
I
up?
recommend them. I've read them all.
Yeah, they're very good. You want to sum up this series real quick?
It's Greek mythology meets a detective story, meets a little bit of horror. And I'll leave it at that.
Sounds good. Yeah, I definitely recommend it. And then Madam Vampire.
Vampire is a traditional vampire story.
Also fantastic.
Pretty much like along the lines of like an Anne Rice kind of story, because I love her stuff. And it is about Madame de Pompadour as a vampire.
And she was actually don't sparkle.
Yeah, vampires don't sparkle.
No,
She's an actual historical character that I got obsessed with when I went to France, and I was like, I want to make a book about her.
I love it. And your books can be found on Amazon,
Barnes and Noble, Crossroad Press, which is my publisher.
Excellent.
Gotta give them a shout out.
Where else can people find you?
In Haytime, Missouri. No. On Facebook at Robin Burks, Twitter, Sunrise Robin. I'm sitting here thinking Instagram, Robin Burks, and Patreon, Robin Burks. So
yeah,
just Google me. I'll pop up, I'm sure.
And she's really awesome. So y'all want to follow her.
Oh.
And buy her books because her books are really good. Also, the audiobook version of the first Alex Grosjean, it's pronounced Grosjean, right?
Grosjean, yeah.
Is just so good.
Is she not amazing?
Yeah.
I had to listen to audition tapes of the narrators, and she was the first one I listened to. I'm like, that's the person that needs to read my book.
Yes, Bart, she's on Patreon now.
I'm on Patreon. I'll text you the link. Yes, give me money, please.
Books, you say? Oh, yes, Derek.
Derek, he's an author. Okay,
yes,
awesome.
Trying to get his first book published. I'm a little biased because I edited it, but it's really good. So we'll have to push that at some point once he's published.
Yes, for sure. So Andrea, where can we find you?
At mostly Instagram. It's media_rise. Like spelled on there. It's weird for people to say. And Facebook is just my personal one, Andrea Starnes. I have a Media Rise one, but I don't really use it much anymore because Instagram is better. So yeah, you can find me there. And as Robin said, you can find her in Haytime, Missouri. You'll find me down here in Memphis, Tennessee. That's where.
Do not stalk Robin or Andrea in person, y'all.
Don't worry. I've had people that run into me at work and they're like, "Wait, I think I've met you at a convention before." I'm like, probably.
Probably.
Very likely. Yeah. They just aren't used to me without a wig. So, yep, that's where you can find me.
That's fair. What about you, Crayle?
Oh, well, there's the Phoenix Sisters Cosplay Facebook page because Kelly and I run that jointly. And then my Instagram is mostly just photos of these like Pokeball dioramas that I make, but it's called Crayle Needs Coffee.
Are cute.
Yeah.
Also, Pokeballs by Crayle on Facebook.
Yeah, and then I have a Facebook page for that, which is, I mean, I also post a lot of memes about like the Pokemon anime from when I was a kid and stuff on that page too, if you're into Pokemon memes. And then it's like just tons and tons of photos of the dioramas that I make that are like little Pokeballs.
They're big Pokeballs.
People keep thinking they're really small, and like, so I had to have my husband.
I thought they were small.
Test
Like
recently.
big,
Yeah, they're like, I mean,
so
not
big.
right. They're between 5¼ inches and 6 inches. They used to all be exactly 140 millimeters, but then I had a problem with my acrylic supplier. So
yeah, that was a thing.
Yeah. I just like the whole issue flashing before my eyes again. If you're ever in a handmade business and you have problems with a supplier that you used to be able to rely on and can't anymore, message me, vent to me.
Yes, we also have a Patreon for Phoenix Sis Cosplay. We have Instagram for Phoenix Sis Cosplay. You can find one of my books on Amazon under Kelly Edwards. Oh, thanks, Bart. Bart's prompting me where Kelly. Bart, you are a sweetheart. Yeah, a lot of the places you can find Crayle basically because we're kind of joined at that. But yeah, so Phoenix Sisters cosplay pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how many of the Phoenix Sis cosplay stuff I should say, or if I should let you say them. We've got to get this down.
We'll get it. A few more shows. Yeah. Oh, and we have Phoenix
episode.
Sisters YouTube, which has a bunch of our drunk comics, and it has past virtual conventions that we've hosted. So all the panels from that, including some celebrity interviews. So that's pretty fun. And yeah.
I'm in a couple of those.
You are. You're one of the celebrities. Derek. More books, you say. Oh, yeah. And also follow Multiverse Fundraiser on Facebook. Fundraiser, like as in fun raiser, not fund, because that's where you can get information about the next virtual convention we're going to host, because it's actually a fundraiser, not a convention so much, because we're raising money for a good cause. So yeah, there's so many things to list. I get exhausted listing them and forget. So I need to like have crib notes. And of course, Back of the Cereal Box stuff. Follow us on everywhere you can find Back of the Cereal Box. And so that's YouTube, Facebook. And Back of the Cereal Box has buy me a coffee if you want to improve the quality of our programming. And if you want us to be able to afford to buy the rights to play the real Right Said Fred song and not have me just sing it, go buy a coffee.
I think I prefer your version.
Aww. Well, still, maybe
I
people
enjoyed it.
I'm so glad. But, maybe I could use some singing lessons. So thank you, ladies, for joining me for our first episode. This was really fun. And thank you all for watching. Any parting thoughts?
This
Hopefully
was
my
too
Wi-Fi
fun.
will
It
be
went
better
by
next
way
time.
too fast.
I know. Maybe we need 2 hours next time. Oh, thank you, Garrett. Garrett says my version was better. People do like train wrecks. Coffee. We all need coffee. I mean, that's why we're in the cafe.
Yeah, you didn't see me drink any of my coffee because when I picked it up at first, the rubber ring came off the lid and I didn't want to dump
I hate it
coffee.
when that happens.
I bled for this suit. Like, I'm not going to spill coffee on it.
That would be terrible. It would be terrible.
Cleaning cosplay is no fun.
No, that's a whole episode by itself.
We should do that.
We'll put that on the list.
All right. Well, everyone have a great night. We'll be back in 2 weeks to serve up another steaming cup of cosplay for you. And again, thank you all for joining us.